The romantic Old West was a land inhabited by fearless white men, treacherous redskins, and women of lily-white purity. In short, a land which never existed. Now, here is the West as it really was, in John Ford's Two Rode Together. Starring James Stewart, a new kind of marshal on the old frontier.
James McCabe. Guthrie McCabe.
Richard Widmark as a hell-for-leather cavalry officer.
We're riding out of here in a couple of hours. And I mean riding, not floating.
John Ford, only director to win 4 Academy Awards, has more than any creator in Hollywood infused the Western film with importance and realism.
Go on back to Minnesota. Forget you ever had a daughter.
Forget?
The Comanches mate their women early. If your daughter's still alive, she'd probably run around with a couple of half-breed brats by this time.
Oh, come on, McCabe. That's a hell of a thing to say.
The way it was, with moments of fun and laughter, of courage and heartbreak.
What is it now?
These people, they smile at me and show their teeth. I haven't seen the back of anyone's head since I came here. Their eyes are all on my body like dirty fingers.
The way it was. Cold, savage, no holds barred, no words minced.
Do you want me to tell you what this little angel looks like now?
Oh, come on, Guthrie,
no,
cut it out.
No, let her know. It's about time somebody in this camp knows. Here. Now, you listen to me. That kid has braids down to here now. Stiff, stinking braids. And he's killed. And he's taken scalps, white man's scalps. And given a chance, he'd trade you off to one of the other bucks for a good knife or a bad rifle.
2 strong-willed men who search for a common enemy forces them into an embattled alliance.
Killing Stone Calf or him killing us could set off another Comanche war. I'm not gonna argue, McCabe. I'm giving you an order.
Oh, I've taken just about all the orders I can stand.
You don't bluff me with that.
I haven't drawn on very many men, but when I did, I wasn't bluffing, and I'm not bluffing now. Now, don't make me prove it.
Look, I know how you men feel, but there's not going to be any lynching. Not you.
Two Rode Together, 1961. A Western directed by John Ford, exploring themes of racism and prejudice. John Ford's 1961 film, Two Rode Together, is a deceptively simple Western that belies a complex and nuanced exploration of prejudice, societal hypocrisy, and the moral ambiguities of the American frontier. Starring James Stewart as Guthrie McCabe, a cynical and opportunistic lawman, and Richard Widmark as Lieutenant Jim Gary, a principled cavalry officer. The film delves into the fraught relationship between settlers and the Comanche Indians in post-Civil War Texas. Two Rode Together is not just a tale of rescue and redemption. It's a critical examination of the myth of the noble savage and the ingrained prejudices that fueled the violent expansion of the West. The film opens with the relentless pressure from white settlers on Fort Grant, demanding the U.S. cavalry negotiate the return of white captives held by the Comanche. These are not merely abstract victims. They're remembered faces, lost sons and daughters, whose absence casts a long shadow over the community. Faced with this overwhelming public pressure, Lieutenant Gary is tasked with negotiating a prisoner exchange with the Comanche, a task he approaches with earnestness and a genuine desire to do what's right. However, he quickly realizes he needs a guide, someone familiar with the Comanche ways and willing to navigate the treacherous political landscape of the frontier. Enter Guthrie McCabe, the cynical sheriff of Tascosa. McCabe is a man of pragmatism, driven by profit and unburdened by romantic notions of justice or heroism. He runs his town with a mixture of shrewdness and indifference, perfectly content to exploit the system rather than challenge it. He sees the assignment as an opportunity to line his pockets, negotiating a hefty fee for his services. Stewart's portrayal of McCabe is masterful. He is not a villain, but a flawed and complex individual, disillusioned by the harsh realities of the frontier and resigned to its inherent corruption. He is a product of his environment, a survivor in a world where morality is often a luxury. As McCabe and Gary venture into Comanche territory, the film begins to unravel the romanticized image of the Wild West. Ford avoids portraying the Comanche as savage monsters, instead presenting them as a complex society with their own customs, motivations, and grievances. We see their familial bonds, their spiritual beliefs, and their desperate attempts to preserve their way of life in the face of relentless encroachment. Chief Quanah Parker, played with quiet dignity by Henry Brandon, is not a bloodthirsty warrior, but a leader struggling to balance the needs of his people with the pressures of a rapidly changing world. The negotiation for the captives proves to be a brutal affair. The Comanche are reluctant to release their adopted children, arguing that they are now Comanche, belonging to their families and their culture. This raises a central question of the film. What constitutes identity? Are these individuals still white, regardless of their upbringing within Comanche society? The settlers, blinded by prejudice and grief, refuse to acknowledge this complexity. They see only white faces held captive by savages, demanding their immediate and unconditional return. Ultimately, McCabe manages to secure the release of 4 captives: a young woman named Elena, Linda Cristal, who has become the wife of Comanche warrior, a boy named Running Wolf, Harry Carey Jr., who has no memory of his former life, and 2 older women, Mrs. McCord, Olive Carey, and Sarah Blue, Annelle Hayes, both deeply traumatized by their experiences. The journey back to Fort Grant becomes a harrowing ordeal, forcing McCabe and Gary to confront the harsh realities of human suffering and the deeply ingrained prejudices of their own society. The return of the captives is far from the triumphant homecoming the settlers had envisioned. Elena, now known as Little Moon, is ostracized and reviled by the very people who demanded her return. They cannot accept that she has become Comanche, that she has formed bonds of love and loyalty with her captors. The prejudice against her is palpable, a chilling indictment of the settlers' inability to see beyond the color of her skin. Running Wolf, who only remembers his life as a Comanche, is similarly alienated. He struggles to understand the customs and language of the white world, longing for the familiarity and acceptance he found within the tribe. His confusion and distress highlight the profound disruption caused by forced assimilation and the inherent cruelty of stripping individuals of their cultural identity. Mrs. McCord and Sarah Blue are haunted by the horrors that they witnessed and endured during their captivity. They are living reminders of the violence and trauma that underpinned the expansion of the West, a stark contrast to the romanticized narratives of progress and manifest destiny. Their traumatized silence speaks volumes about the unspeakable atrocities committed on both sides of the frontier. As McCabe grapples with the fallout of the captives' return, he undergoes a profound transformation. He witnesses firsthand the devastating impact of prejudice and the human cost of societal hypocrisy. He begins to shed his cynicism, recognizing the inherent value of human connection and the importance of standing up for what is right, even when it is unpopular. This transformation is particularly evident in his relationship with Elena. Initially, McCabe sees her as a commodity, a means to an end. But as he spends time with her, he comes to appreciate her strength, resilience, and unwavering loyalty to her Comanche family. He becomes her protector, shielding her from the venomous hatred of the settlers and advocating for her right to choose her own destiny. Similarly, Gary is forced to confront the complexities of the situation. His initial idealism is shattered as he witnesses the settlers' intolerance and the profound suffering of the captives. He begins to question the righteousness of the white man's cause, recognizing the inherent injustice of dispossessing the Comanche of their land and their way of life. The film culminates in a powerful and ambiguous conclusion. Elena chooses to return to her Comanche husband, defying the expectations of the settlers and asserting her agency. McCabe, who is now deeply in love with her, supports her decision, recognizing that her happiness lies with the people she has come to consider her family. He chooses to leave Tascosa, disillusioned with the corruption and prejudice of the town, and sets off on a new path, guided by a newfound sense of moral purpose. Two Rode Together is not a typical Western with clear-cut heroes and villains. It is a morally complex film that challenges viewers to confront their own prejudices and question the historical narratives they have inherited. Ford masterfully uses the Western genre to explore timeless themes of identity, belonging, and the human capacity for both cruelty and compassion. The film's enduring power lies in its unflinching portrayal of the dark side of the American frontier and its call for empathy and understanding in a world often defined by division and conflict. The performances of Stewart and Widmark are central to the film's success. Stewart brings a weary cynicism to McCabe that slowly melts away as he witnesses the injustices around him. His transformation is subtle but believable, making him a compelling and relatable protagonist. Widmark portrays Gary with genuine idealism and a growing sense of disillusionment, effectively conveying the character's struggle to reconcile his personal beliefs with the harsh realities of the frontier. Furthermore, Ford's visual storytelling is masterful. The vast landscapes of Texas serve as a backdrop for the human drama, emphasizing the isolation and vulnerability of the characters. The use of light and shadow creates a sense of atmosphere and tension, underscoring the moral ambiguities of the situation. The film's cinematography, combined with its poignant score, creates a powerful and unforgettable cinematic experience. Two Rode Together is often overlooked in discussions of Ford's most significant works, perhaps because it lacks the grand scope and epic battles of some of his other westerns. Nonetheless, its intimate focus on character development and its nuanced exploration of complex moral issues make it a film of enduring relevance. It is a reminder that the history of the American West is not a simple tale of conquest and progress, but a story of profound human tragedy, marked by violence, prejudice, and the enduring struggle for justice. In conclusion, Two Rode Together is a powerful and thought-provoking Western that challenges viewers to confront the complexities of the American frontier. It is a film that asks difficult questions about identity, belonging, and the human capacity for both cruelty and compassion. Through the compelling performances of James Stewart and Richard Widmark and Ford's masterful direction, the film offers a nuanced and unforgettable portrait of a nation grappling with its own history and its own prejudices. It's a film that continues to resonate today, reminding us of the importance of empathy, understanding, and the ongoing struggle for a more just and equitable world. The film is less about the two rode together and more about the long and difficult road towards understanding and reconciliation, a road that continues to challenge us today.